Bandwidth for First Updates Now is supported by AndyMark. Are you competition ready? Go to andymark.com and keep your team inspired. And by the Blue Alliance. Keep up to date on all live and archived First Robotics events and team stats at thebluealliance.com. First Updates Now is brought to you by viewers like you. Fun relies on the generous support of our fans in order to continue to keep creating content. Please consider donating, giving bits, or subscribing. Subscribe for a few bucks a month or for free through Twitch Prime. And don't forget that our subscribers get 5x chance to win on all giveaways.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another installment of Best of the West. We've wrapped up regular season competitions in the West after finishing Week 6. This weekend, we saw some great competition up at the PNW District Championship and regionals in Canada, California, and Arizona. We're going to break down all the weekend's action, take a look at the top 10 voted teams in the West, and wrap up the pre-championship competition season. Reporting for First Updates Now, I'm Clint Ott.
And I'm Aiden Ferrer. As you probably noticed, Andrew Lawrence has the night off.
Yeah, that's slacker.
He's off eating at Scotty's, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably. All right, Aiden. We just finished up the last week of pre-champs competitions in the West. Why don't we start it off with what went down in the Great White North?
Sure thing. Out in Calgary, Canada, we saw the inaugural Canadian Rockies Regional, hosting 35 teams hailing from Hawaii, Idaho, California, Montana, Germany, Mexico, Turkey, and of course, Canada itself. With 12 matches each, this event was a fast-paced, all-out battle for the top. Taking the top was everybody's best spuds, 21-22 Team Taters, with an undefeated record at the event and a ranking point average of 3.58. A whole ranking point higher than the number 2 seed of 3250 Kennedy Robotics out of Sacramento, California, who scored 2.58. Joining the Taters in the number 1 alliance was rank 4 team 359, the Hawaiian Kids, as well as rank 32 team 4733 Scarlet Robotics from Alberta, Canada. This powerful alliance blew through the eliminations with ease, keeping a score of well over 400 in every single quarterfinal and semifinal match. Facing off against them in the finals was Kennedy Robotics, joined by partners 2130 Alpha Plus from Bonners Ferry, Idaho, and 5630 the Nomads from Alberta, Canada. The number 1 alliance handily took finals 1 379 to 271 and finals 2 418 to 258, though the Blue Alliance put up quite a good fight, nailing their double climbs and levitates. With the double wildcards generated by the Taters and Hawaiian Kids, both Kennedy and Nomads qualified for Houston in a couple of weeks, while Scarlet Robotics punched their wildcard ticket back at Idaho Regional. Congrats to both alliances on their success. Lots of international hardware was given out as well, with 72-77 Mandela United taking home the Rookie All-Star Award. Team 4775 Aztec Robotics from Mexico City, Mexico earned their first Engineering Inspiration Award, sending them to champs for the first time. And also from Mexico, 6106 Tech Gear took the Chairman's Award, also sending them to champs for the first time. So congratulations to all the teams on your amazing work. Can't wait to see you all in Houston in just a few days.
Man, it's crazy that Houston champs only about a week away now. It's
yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to meeting and greeting everyone. I haven't been to champs in a little bit, so gonna be fun.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we'll go to the opposite side of our western covered area at Arizona. The Arizona West Regional went down in Phoenix this weekend, and while there weren't any of your household names in attendance, there were still plenty of interesting matches to watch. With only 30% of the alliances completing the auto quest and only 2 unicorn matches, it was mostly down to the head-to-head gameplay to take the number 1 seed. Team 2403 Plasma Robotics, you might remember them as the second pick of the number 1 seed Arizona North, was a team that came out on top, and they chose Scale Shooter 2478 Westwood Robotics and Team 2840 Blue Tide. With 2 scale robots that didn't exactly place with much precision, it was a good thing the stacks didn't get too high in the playoffs. The number 1 alliance didn't have to place more than 6 cubes on the scale to make it through the quarters and semis. After they made it through those, they went on to face the second alliance of 4146, 3853, and 3019 in the finals. The scale was slightly more contested in the finals, but the top seeds were able to shoot their way to victory in 2 matches with scores of 444 to 302 and 400 to 142. Congrats to the number 1 alliance on the win, especially 2478 Westwood, who was able to grab the gold Kling Bling by winning the Chairman's Award. Congrats also go out to Team 6413 Degrees of Freedom on winning the Engineering Inspiration Award, and Team 6871, the QC Dog Squad, on winning the Rookie All-Star.
Man, these names get more and more creative every year, I swear.
I listen to some of the other shows. None of the other regions have as creative of names as the West does, that's for sure.
Heck yeah, dude. Degrees of Freedom, that's all American right there. All right, so moving on to Aerospace Valley Regional, we've been seeing quite a few amazing first-year events this season, and Aerospace Valley is no exception. With 34 Californians and 2 Turkish teams taking the Lancaster for this last-minute champs push, we were sure to see the sparks fly between heavy hitters and underdogs fighting equally as hard to qualify. In the number 1 position was 3309 Friarbots from Anaheim, with an average of 3.15 ranking points, though this event had quite a few teams close on one another's heels. In fact, the 5th, 6th, and 7th seeds of 3476 Code Orange, 399 Eagle Robotics, and 597 Wolverines, respectively, were all neck and neck with 2.38 ranking point average each. So crazy stuff going on in those matches. Friarbots selected the number 2 seed of 330 Beachbots and rank 16 Sigma Motion, who somehow slipped through the scouting cracks to work their way to the top alliance. Other alliances were captained by those familiar to the World Championship, like 2015 World Champions 5012 Griffin Gear leading the second alliance, and 2010 Champs 294 Beach Cities Robotics captaining the third. These two went head-to-head in semifinals, where 294 home team 399 Eagle Robotics and 3390 Anatolian Eaglebots from Turkey narrowly took the win over 5012, 3476 Code Orange, and 5474 Claire Monster. As we've seen so many times before, the first and second alliances matched up against each other in the finals, where the Friarbots, Beachbots, and Sigma Motion took the wins against Alliance number 2, though their win was not without struggle. The second alliance took to the first match, in fact, with a narrow win of 17 points, only 348 to 365, despite the first alliance looking to go hard. A little too hard, really. 330 overshot their auto in the first match and, might have cost them, but they really managed to pull the comeback in matches 2 and 3. Number 1 alliance proved themselves the comeback kings, taking massive leads of 359 to 257 and 437 to 275. So congrats to the Friarbots, Beachbots, and Sigma Motion on your win, and to Beach Cities Robotics and Anatolian Eaglebots on your wildcards. Yes, only 2 of the finalist alliance partners qualified, but I'm not forgetting anyone. 399 took home a massive achievement, even better than a winner's banner, the Chairman's Award. Yes, Eagle Robotics won their 6th Chairman's banner since 2007, while 2429 La Canada Engineering Club earned a well-deserved Engineering Inspiration Award. Their second ever since 2010. Correction, 1 played 3, not 2. I guess I got those matchups incorrect. My bad. So lots of craziness going on at this event. Unfortunately, the rookies that we mentioned last week, 6973 Galaxy Computer Technology, they were unable to make it to the event, making EI and Chairman's the only qualifying awards handed out. So it's unfortunate we didn't get to see them play, but hopefully they'll be able to make it next year. Hopefully they get that stuff worked out. They are coming all the way out from Ethiopia. I know that's got to be a struggle in itself, just getting to the competition. I'd also like to give huge props to Dave Voracek, recent guest on Fun Top 25 last week, and all-around great guy for winning the Volunteer of the Year award. So great job, Dave, and thanks for putting on an awesome event. We've also got another event that was supposed to be covered by Andrew, but I think I'll take this for now. So, all right, nice. Got to start it out like Andrew would. Down in the big city of yes.
Are you going to talk about food as well?
Oh, should I talk about food?
No, please don't. Please don't.
It's all right. Everything was kind of closed nearby. But down in the big city of yes, the Central Valley Regional rocked the Fresno Convention Center this past weekend as 24 teams filled the bleachers watching some of the best in the West compete. The other 24 teams kind of stood on the sidelines because there are no more seats left. Coming into the event, the 3 favorites were Central Valley locals 1323 Madtown Robotics, 2-time 2018 regional champions 1678 the Citrus Circuits, and SoCal Saints 1538 the Holy Cows. While these 3 teams were the center of attention, a myriad of others show them that it'll take more than clean scoring and moving sideways to secure the top seeds. 1197 Torbots showed off their cube launching mechanism. 696 Circuit Breakers cleaned house with their beautifully made robot. 1671 the Buchanan Bird Brains earned a well-deserved Woody Flowers Award for volunteer extraordinaire Shahe. And Team 5700, the Soda Cyber Dragons, displayed their artfully designed scoring mechanism. The event entered the finals almost an hour earlier than usual, and boy was it an exciting round of playoffs to see. Number 1 alliance, consisting of 1678, 1323, and 4698 Rio Robotics, ended up taking it all in the end. But the second seed alliance of 1538, 1197, and 5104, the Breaker Bots, made for one of, if not the most exciting pair of finals matches in Power Up. Most notably, Finals Match 2, where we got a glimpse of what a real battle for the scale will look like at the higher levels of play. After the dust settled and score displayed, some well-deserved awards were handed out. 7057 Titanators won the Rookie All-Star Award, 5817 Unirex took home EI, and 4201 the Vitruvian Bots won the Regional Chairman's Award. Furthermore, 1197 Torbots and 5104 Breaker Bots both earned their wild cards to the championship, so all members of the finals matches will be invited to the Big Houston show next week.
Yeah, it seems like as we get into these later and later events, almost anybody who makes the finals is making champs. It's which is good to see for sure. Better than more waitlist spots going out.
Part of it is we're seeing all these really great teams going to their double events, and they're just taking those top spots, and they're in the finals every time, and that's kind of your guaranteed win.
Yep, definitely. All right, a place that doesn't get wild cards is the Pacific Northwest District Championships. Everybody's fighting for those district points. The big show in the West this week was definitely the Pacific Northwest District Championship up in Portland, Oregon, along with some seriously great production value. I'm not joking. They had great production value. The event had a crazy competitive group of teams and a ton of great matches. The quals were an all-out brawl for the top spot, which in the end was taken by 2557, the Soda Bots, who was able to use their considerate climber. You know, they latch on and then back out of the way to grab those hard-to-come-by bonus RPs. They picked Team 2471, Team Mean Machine, as their first pick, and somehow landed 1778 Chill Out, who managed to slip all the way back to them as the last pick of the draft. On the other side of the bracket, the second seed, 1425, who was able to partner climb their way into the second seed, picked up 2046 Bare Metal and 6445 C-Tech Robotics. Both the first and second seeds worked their way through the quarterfinals without issue, but the number 1 alliance ran into trouble in the second semifinal, and the number 4 alliance of 4488, 4911, 2990, and eventually 3218 was able to snag a match off of them. The number 1 alliance was able to rally in the third semifinal and make their way to the finals. They'd face off against that second alliance, who made it cleanly through their semifinals. The first finals match was tightly contested right out of auto, with both 2471 and 2046 attempting triple scale autos, but 2046 wasn't able to match Team Mean Machine's third cube, and the Red Alliance was able to hold the scale for the majority of the match. Number 1 alliance won the first match, but at a significant cost. In the last second, an attempted partner climb knocked 2471 off the rung and out of the second final. Blue Alliance was able to handily win the 2 versus 3 in Finals 2, and it was all to play for in the third match. 2471 made it back out on the field, and with that, the top seeds at full strength, they were able to dominate the scale once again. It went 411 to 325. 2557 wasn't finished gathering hardware, though. They were able to complete the District Championship Gold Kling Bling with the District Chairman's Award. Congratulations also go out to the other chairman's winners, 4125 Confidential and 4911 the Cyber Knights, and the Engineering Inspiration Award winners, 568 the Nerds of the North and 2980 the Whidbey Island Wildcats. Congrats also to the District Rookie All-Stars, 7034 to be determined. So that's all the PNW action of the year. I just want to say I want to give a big shout out to all the teams who made following the Pacific Northwest District this year a pleasure, and special congratulations to all the teams who earned enough district points to qualify for the Houston Half Champs. I think 32 teams plus the Chairman's Award winners go on to district champs. So big congratulations to everybody who was able to get it done.
Yeah, it's amazing to see all these teams that are just really getting their stuff together, getting ready for Houston. I know that turnaround's kind of rough when you're going to district champs, and then you got, the big show coming up in just a week and a half or week or two. Really depends on where you are. So all these district teams making that turnaround happen. Props to you guys. I would never be able to do that myself. It's just too crazy.
It's good when you look at the district qualifying list. It really shows the value of the district system. There's so many good teams on that list who maybe didn't even win in a single event this year, but have great robots and really will improve the quality of the championship. So I think it shows a lot of the value out of the district system.
Yeah, I think 39 teams qualified overall from PNW champs, so we'll be seeing them as part of the 400 or so in Houston. Yep. So that'd be cool to see. I'm really excited to meet all of them.
Yep. All right. So the Week 6 competitions are in the books. After the Week 6 round of voting for the FRC Top 25, we have the top 10 from the West as voted by the FRC community. Starting with number 10, we had Team 359, the Hawaiian Kids. Number 9, 1425, Error Code 0 out of the PNW. Fellow PNW teams, 2046, Bare Metal. California Team 3309, the Friarbots. Out of Idaho, Team 2122, Team Taters. Californians 1538, the Holy Cows, took the 5th spot. 330, the Beach Bots, also out of California, took the 4th spot. 2471, PNW Champs, Team Mean Machine. Number 2 and number 1, Alliance Partners, winning CVR, Madtown Robotics, and Citrus Circuits.
Yeah, that's 1678, 1323. Hard combo to beat.
They were really showing us what top tier play looks like for sure.
Yeah, those drive teams are just inseparable out in the field. They know what they're doing together. It's awesome to see those awesome partner ups when you have two teams at an event. You just know, like, oh man, these guys pair up. We're all a little screwed.
Yeah, definitely. And those two, I mean, going into that event, I think even Andrew touched on it last week. It was going to be tough for anybody to seed higher than either of them, and even tougher for anybody to beat them after they paired up. So
it's almost like they're like the Space Cowboys of California, really. Just watching the two of them play together.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Collab shirt win.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. So after 6 weeks, we've seen a lot of teams compete, a lot of power up played. We're headed, we don't have any events next week, so we don't have anything to preview this week. But Aiden, why don't you walk us through, just some of your standout teams from the season here? Maybe break it down by, scale bots, switch bots, maybe throw some other teams in there as well.
Yeah, so for my top scale bots I've been seeing this year, I got a lot of those, those powerhouses that keep showing up in our top 10. 254, the Cheesy Poofs for sure. They've got those incredibly fast cycles. It's really hard to put the pressure on them, though it almost happened at SVR. They might go undefeated this entire season if people aren't careful. If you're not thinking on your feet and knowing how to counter these guys, you're going to have a bad time at Houston. I'm telling you. I feel bad for whoever's on the same division as them at Houston, except for whoever they pick, of course, because that's going to be a fun time. But, yeah, they've been doing crazy well, but as we've seen, they might be beatable. So people just really need to start thinking about how to counter the Poofs when you're going into Houston. If you want to be taking home that world championship, they might go back to back even. Also 1678 Citrus Circuits. They're doing a great job of filling up that scale and getting those buddy climbs. They've proven that they're not perfect. They have had some mishaps out in the field, but that almost makes them more likable for me because, as fantastic as they are, they do still have some things that they need to work out, and that's okay. They're really coming up and figuring out how to get over whatever issues are thrown at them. I think that kind of determination to follow through is really what makes the team even more special to me, is watching the team try to rally together and persevere through the issues at hand. So, we see some teams that seem to have flawless robots, but watching people overcome the flaws is almost more important to me.
Yeah.
I'd also like go ahead.
Along with that 1678, I like, they're a great team, obviously. One thing that I think makes them so scary going into champs is just their whole Citrus service team. That that extra push to, get themselves the auto quest RP really makes them a force to be reckoned with when it comes to ranking in their division.
Yeah, and it even goes beyond the ranking points. It's really just in the spirit of gracious professionalism. I know they really do want to see these robots succeed, and having an event where somebody's dying out on the field, somebody can't run forward because of an auto, or someone doesn't even have a robot fully put together. Watching them come together and really try and make sure that the entire community at these events can compete is something super awesome. So we say it all the time in first, but it really is more than just robots. And I think these guys really get that. But beyond just a scale bot, they're a top robot and a top team in my opinion.
Definitely.
Though in the realm of scale bots, I do also want to acknowledge 5700, the Soda Cyber Dragons. I know I've talked about them a lot this season. They've had the Excellence in Engineering and Creativity Awards at SFR and CVR respectively. They were in elims at SFR and they were 7th Alliance captains at CVR. These kids are out of an art school and they make really creative robots. Just watching them perform out in the field, there's no challenge that's too much for them, and I can't wait to see where they go in the future. This team is really awesome to work with. They're really fun spirited. You see them at Houston. I know they waitlisted in, so they will be at Houston. If you see them there, go talk to them. They're a great team. I think we all can learn a little bit from, even in their 4th years. Going into Switch and Exchange bots, I do want to acknowledge 5499 Bay Orangutans. They're super zippy. They're a tiny robot, but they almost echo the robot that they brought to Champs last year, and winning the Steamworks Championship in Houston. And 1011 Crush, it's almost the same robots as they had at Champs as well. And what this proves to me is that these teams have a really good sense of the formula. They don't mess with what's broken, and they build within their limits. And just watching them perform to a level that they know they can excel in and become the best at, seeing them do great in those fields is really awesome. Even if it is kind of the same robot as last year, that's what works for them. And they're going to kick butt doing it at Houston. Also want to give a shout out to 1836, the Milken Knights. They've got fantastic strategy going on. Really simple robot. Strategy is a little dangerous at times, but they're willing to take those risks. The robot's super simple, but the guys have been killing it in elims. It's sad to see their season coming to an end so soon. Watching them fill up the vault and the switch super fast, getting those almost 3 cube autos almost all the time. Really awesome. And do want to give some rookie love out here. 6814 Ellipse. I know they're already making waves in the California First community. The robot's a bit struggling, but rookie teams, you're not going to have a number 1 seeded robot every year. But these guys are super awesome to hang out with. They've been organizing events in the local area. They're looking to connect with others. The robot's actually not half bad, so can't wait to see how they perform at Houston. Also want to shout out 6238 Popcorn Penguins. I know the number isn't exactly a rookie number, but this is their first season in FRC as a team. So watching them perform out there, they actually had quite a good robot. I know they're looking to make improvements, and they won the Woody Flowers Award at SVR. So, the mentors and the kids are doing something right out there, and I want to see them do really well going forwards. Moving out of the California area, though, I know you got a lot on your mind, Clint, for your favorite teams.
Yeah, I mean, California gets a lot of the Western love for sure, and rightfully so. Great teams out there. So, back on the scale bots, I think some of the top scale bots in the West are coming actually out of PNW. You got 2471 Team Mean Machine, who showed off triple scale auto, fantastic teleop play, partner climb, just kind of in my opinion, one of the best teams out of the PNW in a very long time. They really get it all done. 2046 Bare Metal was going right up against 2471, almost cube for cube at PNW champs. So, they did a great job as well. 1425 Error Code 0 did a great job at district champs. Actually, throughout their districts, I think they seeded second, first, and second. I'm not 100% positive on that, but they really showed their ability to get the ranking points that they needed in qualifications, and then topped it off with just excellent play in the elims as well. 2910 got a lot of love in the PNW this year with their swerve. That's Jack in the Bot. They, super fast around the field. They got placed on an alliance that wasn't great at PNW district champs, but I think come the Houston championships, they'll do very well if they can get partnered up with someone who can kind of fill out their game. 2122, my good friends on Taters, they, it seems almost at this point they're a perennial Einstein participant. They've built another great robot this year after they added their partner climb for Idaho and then Canadian Rockies. They've done a great job. A42 won with 254 at Arizona North, and then went on to play at Vegas and did a fantastic job. 16-19, they're all right. Have a lot to work on before championships. Team 1339, they didn't actually make championships this year, and I think it's a shame because I think they had a great season. I mentioned them; they're a fellow Colorado team. They've been working really hard. They've built an absolutely fantastic robot this year. I played at Utah, did a great job. Played at Colorado, did fantastic. They got on into some unlucky situations in a limbs that kept them kind of out of the running for Houston, but. Going forward, I think their program has a lot of promise, and I look forward to playing with them in the future. 359, the Hawaiian kids also rounded out their season this past weekend at Canadian Rockies, winning with 21-22. The Hawaiian kids, great team overall. Historically a fantastic first resource, especially for the state of Hawaii. So it's good to get some island love out there. As far as Switch Exchange bots, 1011 obviously holds a very big place in my heart. I was a mentor for the team for a couple of years. Great team. 49-44 though, the high fives out of Colorado, Grand Junction. They're a great team. They fill up the vault crazy fast, multiple cube switch autos. Probably, in my opinion, one of the best switch bots in the game. They do a great job. They have great strategy. I'm really looking for them to fill out an alliance at Champs in a great way. And then I got to give some love to the Jackson Hole Robo Bronx, Team 3374, another Switch Exchange bot. I've been, talked to a lot of their mentors over the off season. They kind of pulled back, built within their means this year, and I think they've built a really successful robot that's going to do very well at Champs. I don't have a lot of rookies on my list. I don't know about a lot of rookies. I know there are some out there. But one team that probably is not on a lot of people's radar that really should be 5803 out of the Pacific Northwest. They had kind of an unconventional robot. They have this horizontal intake that kind of shoots the cubes up to the scale, but they do a great job at seating well. They have a very kind of compatible climber with a lot of teams that climb from the side. I think if they go to Champs and can get into the right division, I think they have a chance to round out a great alliance and potentially seed really high. So you might see them kind of filling out a contender in their division. So.
Yeah, and I personally really do like Apex. I think.
Rip. Oh, man, you come off, loving on some PNW teams and you get killed. That's just kind of how it goes. All right, so, we don't have any events for next week, so I think we're just going to call it that. I
think I'm back now.
All right. Good,
Every time, man. It's not best of the West if I don't disconnect. Sure. Back on the Apex note, because I do want to actually get this thought out there. I saw them in 2016, and I really fell in love with the robots that they were making, and I think they're kind of hitting that weird point where they're figuring things out for themselves a little bit. But I have no doubt that they're going to be back in action and be just as awesome as before. So Apex is really a team I want to see succeed from the PNW. They're one I really like a lot, and I can't wait to see where they go going forwards.
All right. So that's all we have time for tonight. Just want to thank everybody for hanging out with us. If you want more First Robotics in your life and like what we do, all we ask is you let other people know about the show. If you've got a few bucks to support the stream, we appreciate it. But if not, we totally understand and are stoked to have you here. On behalf of myself, Aiden, our producer Tyler, and Andrew, who wasn't able to make it tonight, I want to thank you for tuning in, and thanks to all our moderators in the chat. We will talk to you on our next show, which we aren't sure when that's going to happen, on Best of the West. Take it easy, guys.
Good night, folks.